How's it going, guys? It's your boy Raf, and hopefully you're having a wonderful day. And today I'm going to be showing you how to do this cool masking or smooth transition, seamless transition. I usually start by going onto my Premiere Pro before going onto After Effects, dragging all my footage down onto Premiere, lining them up the way I want to, and then pre-composing them into After Effects. The footage you're seeing now is me masking, the process of me masking the entire footage. So once you line those footage up, you need to pay attention to have some sort of an object go through your frame and to achieve this effect in first place, otherwise it won't really work out. So what you kind of see me doing it now is using a pen tool. I just mask the edges of this pole to slide across to make that transition look smooth, and I try to not to go for the very edge. I tend to just kind of go for either a middle or some sort of a middle point, but it doesn't really have to be. It's totally up to you how you want to do it. And with that, I just kind of keyframe each movement. I tend to go about 10-20 frames depending how I feel on that day. If I'm feeling a bit edgy, I would try to give some of the work to the After Effects itself, but bear in mind it's not perfect, so if you go too far and then adjust it, it will try to think how it will probably adjust. So you just need to go a few steps backwards and make some more adjustments to line that line perfectly with the footage you're shooting. And then I tend to always keep the mask itself onto none instead of add in the drop down below, just so I can see the entire mask, both sides of the mask, to make sure it's where I want to be. And then after it's all done, I just kind of switch back to add to see the entire transition. Regarding feather wise, you want to keep the feather onto about, I tend to go for about 30 or 40%. You don't want to overdo it too much because you'll start seeing both sides of the clip, the bits you don't really want people to see, but you don't want to keep it at like 0 as well, because it will be too obvious that there is the line there of something. So you want to feather it out, and as a trick, what I tend to do as well on top of this feather, I tend to just add another adjustment layer with directional blur, and with the direction I blur the entire clip by like 5 to 10% as well, to just give that little edge to make it more smooth, because the less blur it is, the less smooth it's gonna be. The one issue I did with shooting this clip in the first place is shot everything in 60 frames per second, which makes it very clean, with no blur at all. So that's why I had to kind of add on top of it. If I shot everything in 24 frames per second, I would have this natural blur, which I could just use, as you can see, I'm working with 4 clips and doing kind of exactly the same thing, so you kind of just get the gesture of how things work. If you have any questions, just give me in the comment sections below. Just give me your questions and I'll try my best to answer all your questions, and hopefully make more educational videos like this. It's not really my style of videos, but I figured I would help people out by doing those sorts of tutorials for you guys. And at the very end of this, I kind of just decided to add some text with my website on it, and the way I did it was just type rafvisuals.com, and then just kind of put it as a bottom layer, so the slide actually reveals it, which I thought was a pretty cool kind of an intro to this video. And then as you can see now, I'm just making that adjustment, creating new adjustment layers, cutting them onto small pieces, because we only want them for a fragment, and then in searching for effect, just directional blur, that's the effect you're after, and just give it about 10%, 5%. You don't want to overdo it, because then it will be too obvious that there is some sort of a blur. So you kind of want to show it, but not too much. So it's just a very brief one, and then with Ctrl D I duplicate this very same layer and just adjust and just put it across through all my clips where there is a obvious transition, to make it just more smooth and just give it this little edge. And yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed this small tutorial. If you have any questions about this masking transition, just leave me a comment in this video and I will be more than happy to help. Hope you having a wonderful day, and see you in the next one.